We are very happy you are learning with us today.
Today, we have a very important topic. We will learn how to talk about the weekend.
That's right. Every Monday, at work or at school, people ask, "How was your weekend?" It's a very common question.
So let's practice. Shadow, how was your weekend?
It was great. Thank you, Ginger. It was very relaxing. How about you? How was your weekend?
Mine was good too. It was fun.
So, our listeners can see there are many ways to answer. You can say, "It was great." "It was good." "It was okay."
You can also use words to describe your weekend. Like Shadow said, it was relaxing. Or like I said, it was fun.
The next question people ask is, "What did you do?" This question is about your activities.
Exactly. So, Shadow, what did you do on your relaxing weekend?
I stayed at home. On Saturday, I read a book. It was very interesting.
That sounds nice. Notice Shadow said read. This is the past tense of the verb read. It is spelled the same, but we say it like the color red.
Yes, we use the past tense for the weekend because it is finished. On Sunday, I watched a movie.
Watched. That is the past of watch. What did you do on your fun weekend, Ginger?
Well, on Saturday, I went to the park with my friend. The weather was beautiful. Went is the past of go.
So you can say, I went to the park, I went to the cinema, or I went to a friend's house.
What about Sunday? What did you do on Sunday?
On Sunday, I met another friend for lunch. We went to a new restaurant.
Oh, nice. Met is the past of meet. What did you eat?
We ate pasta. It was delicious. Ate is the past of eat.
So, it sounds like you had a quiet weekend, and Ginger had a more active weekend.
That's a good way to describe it. A quiet weekend is when you relax and stay home. You don't do many things.
Yes, and sometimes weekends are busy. A busy weekend is when you do many things.
Right. On a busy weekend, you might do chores. Chores are jobs you do at home, like cleaning.
For example, you can say, "I had a busy weekend. I cleaned the house."
Or, I did the laundry. Another chore is shopping for food. You can say, I went food shopping.
These are great examples for a busy weekend. Sometimes you have chores, and sometimes you have hobbies. Hobbies are activities you do for fun.
Yes, like I played football with my friends. Or I listened to music.
Played and listened are past tense verbs. My hobby is cooking, so I can say, "I cooked a big dinner for my family."
That's a wonderful hobby and a great example sentence. So listeners, think about your hobbies. What did you do last weekend? Did you play a sport? Did you listen to music? Did you cook?
Those are great examples. Another very common weekend activity is socializing or spending time with people.
That's right. You often hear people say, I visited my family, or I had dinner with some friends. Visited and had are the past tenses we use here.
You might also go to a party. You could say, "I went to a birthday party on Saturday night." Or if it's more relaxed, you can use a very common phrasal verb, hung out with. Okay, so we learned how to talk about the weekend that is finished. Now, let's talk about the future weekend.
Hang out. That's a great one. It just means to spend time with someone in a casual way. For example, I didn't do much. I just hung out with my friends at the park. Good idea. People often make plans for the weekend. They ask, what are you doing this weekend?
Exactly. It's less formal than saying, "I socialized with my friends." It's very natural. What if you didn't see anyone? Ginger? This question uses the present continuous tense to talk about the future. It is very common for plans. So, Ginger, what are you doing this weekend?
Some weekends are for being alone. You can say I had some me time, or I just stayed in. Stayed in means you did not go out of your house. This weekend, I am going to visit a museum. I love art.
And we should also talk more about describing the experience. We used words like fun, relaxing, and delicious, but there are so many more. That sounds interesting. You can use "I am going to" talk about your plans. I'm going to visit a museum. I'm going to see a movie.
Definitely. If the weather was bad, you could say, my weekend was a bit gloomy. Or if you saw a sad movie, the movie was really touching. What about you, Shadow? What are you doing this weekend?
And for a good experience? If you went to a concert, you could say, "It was amazing," or "The music was incredible." Using strong adjectives makes your story much more interesting for the listener. I don't have any plans yet. I think I will just relax at home. Maybe I will read another book.
A very good point. It shows your feelings about the experience. For example, instead of just I went to a restaurant, you could say I tried a new Thai restaurant. The food was fantastic. That's a good way to answer when you don't have a fixed plan. You can use I think I will. It's for a possibility, not a fixed plan.
So, if you have a plan, you can say, I am going to. If you have no plan, you can say, I think I will.
This was a lot of information. Let's do a quick review. And that leads us to another very useful skill, making invitations for the weekend.
Okay, to ask about the past weekend, we say, yes, a very practical topic. On a Friday, you might want to invite a colleague or friend to do something. A polite way to do this is to ask, would you like to get lunch this weekend?
How was your weekend? And what did you do? Would you like to is perfect for a polite invitation. For a more casual situation, you can ask, do you want to see a movie on Saturday?
To answer, you use the past tense. I went to the park. I watched a movie. I cleaned the house. And how do you accept an invitation? You can say, I'd love to, or that sounds great. It's good to show you are happy about the invitation.
You can describe your weekend as quiet if you relaxed, or busy if you did many things. But what if you are busy? It's important to say no politely. You could say, oh, I'd love to, but I'm afraid I already have plans.
And to ask about the next weekend, we say, that's a very polite refusal. You can also give a short reason. Sorry, I can't. I'm visiting my parents this weekend. This helps the other person understand.
What are you doing this weekend? And if you are interested but just busy, you can suggest a different time. For example, I can't this Saturday, but I'm free on Sunday. How about then?
And to answer, you can say, I'm going to, for a plan, or I think I will, for an idea. That's excellent advice. It keeps the conversation going. Let's practice. Ginger, do you want to go to the new art exhibition this weekend?
Great job, everyone. Now you can have a conversation about the weekend in English. I'd love to, Shadow, but I'm going to the museum on Saturday. Are you free on Sunday?
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for listening to the English Cat Podcast. Yes, Sunday works for me. What time is good for you?
We hope it was helpful. Keep practicing, and we will see you next time. Goodbye. How about in the afternoon, around 3 p.m.?
Goodbye, everyone. Have a great week. 3 p.m. sounds perfect. Great, it's a plan.
See? With a few simple phrases, you can make plans for the weekend. It's a fantastic way to practice your English.